kicking at Harris. Nevertheless, Stubbs, you're winner of our first match here on Southeastern Wrestling, and it's our pleasure
Go right ahead.
to welcome Mr. Paul Orndorff to Southeastern Wrestling. Paul,
Glad to be here.
former North American heavyweight champion, and a lot of other credentials in your corner, because not only North American heavyweight champion, you played pro football for the New Orleans Saints, played for Tampa, for University of Tampa.
Right.
You're Earl Camel, University of Tampa, weren't you?
Well, you could say that. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. You know, I've been fortunate, and I guess I've been at the right place at the right time. And, you know, my heart's with what I do. I've done this all my life. I amateur wrestled, and I like playing football. But this is really one of my first love, and this is what I've been doing. I've just went back to this. I've been doing it now for 4 years, and Les has known me pretty much that whole time.
Sure have. Watch your career grow, and this gentleman has done it all in professional wrestling. And, of course, he's here to do it all once again with the Southeastern titles that are available. Paul, we've got some tape footage of a match with Larry Cheatham, which I believe was shot in Shreveport, Louisiana. So let's take a look and let's hear your comments as we watch the action.
All right. I just tried to go after his leg right there, and he tried it after me, which I figured he would do, and I got behind him.
Good wide stance there, Paul. You got him blocked. He's not going anyplace.
That's exactly right. When it's hard for a man to turn you over, too, there, and anybody knows anything about or amateur wrestling also, is that you always keep a good wide base, because anytime, you know, they can roll your opinion in a manner that way. Larry's a good, tough guy. You know, he's unorthodox. You never know what he's going to do next, and that's what makes this man so dangerous, because every time I've ever gotten into a ring with a man, I've never sold him short for 1 minute, because as soon as you do, that's when you can get beat, and I've never done this, so I don't care who it is. Maybe the guy is green, or maybe he isn't. I go out there with one thing in mind, and that's to try to defeat that man and not give him an edge.
Paul, as I recall, one time you told me that throughout your college and professional football career, you did retain some of the training methods taught to you by the different trainers for tendon strength and so forth, and you combine those with a good weightlifting program as well.
That's very true, Les. You know more about myself than I do. You're right. I've done a lot of stretching and especially a lot of stretching exercises, because so many people that weight train, they forget all about stretching. And, you know, most important about stretching is, you know, it keeps your muscles really you know, flexible. You can do a lot of things, and that's something I've always done.
Talking about flexibility, we saw a good move there. Paul making the leap over Cheatham, catching him with that reverse monkey flip, then the arm drag once again. And of course, Paul, we're again back to titles. We're talking about championships, and it's no big secret that world champion Harley Race will be in this area in early March of this year, and I know this is one of the reasons that also you've come to the southeastern area.
And that's very true. You know, I've had a couple of battles with Harley Race, and I've beaten him a couple of times, and there's just some way, you know, I'm not the only person that has, but there's a lot of people here that's capable of doing it also. But I know how he is, and there's somehow or another he keeps that belt, and his time is coming very near, and I just hope that I'd be the one that wrestles Harley Race here. And, you know, there's a lot of other prestigious titles that are here. A lot of them. And I'll tell you what, you got some fine wrestlers here. I mean, there are some fine ones. I just got back from a tour from Japan, and I tell you what, Southeastern wrestlers, some of the wrestlers here have made a name for themselves, because they're even talking about them clear over there. And that's 18,000 miles away. And
of course,
I'm just looking forward to it.
You're handling a tough customer in veteran Larry Cheatham here, and of course, speaking of tough customers, Ron Bass, Randy Rose, Dennis Condrey, Johnny Valiant, to name just a few that are trading holes with people in our area.
That's right. Well, like I said, I came here for one reason, and I'll tell you what, and I'm not saying this because I'm here right now, because if they've heard it, you know, and you say it everywhere you go, but there's as much good talent here as anywhere in the country. And I'm talking about the Stubbs and the Roses and the Basses, and it's just unbelievable. And that's what I like. I like competition. That's what I've done all my life. This is how I thrive, and I like to be put to a test. And they believe me, they got people here that can put you to a test, and I'm looking forward to it.
Of course, talking about thriving in tough competition, Charlie, as we're watching the action here, Cheatham working Paul over some, but Paul battling right back with a great second effort.
Good knee lift by Orndorff.
Well, you got to stay on him. That's what I tried to do. I pretty much stayed on him to a point and dropped that big knee across his nose, and that takes some of the sting out of him for a while.
Well-rounded athlete. Paul, we saw the arm wrestling tape with Ox Baker last week, and this is something you participated in several parts of the country.
Right. This is a suplex that I've more or less done myself.
You know, I hadn't seen this the last time I saw you wrestle, Paul, which has been about a year and a half ago. This is something you developed just recently, then.
Right. You know, I saw this done one time before, and I tried it, and I've been...
You have a special name for it?
No, I just I see, and that's the way I learn a lot. Is I'll watch and review all kind of films, and I'll pick things out of it that opponent, will throw him off, and that's what I do.
That information.